Hey, how are you? This is Dan with Cooper Spransky Realty. I hope you're doing well. I want to do a video for you and give you an update on what's happening here in the market in Dane County. And that obviously includes Madison and the surrounding areas. The idea behind the video is to give you information, enough information to make a decision on whether or not you should buy or sell, or if you have to do one or the other, when the ideal time to do those things is. So, a couple disclaimers. I want to make sure you know that all this information that I got from this spreadsheet is directly from the MLS. It's not from the county records or anything like that. And what we're looking at today are single-family home stats. This does not include condominiums or any multi-unit residentials, anything like that. And if you want your own copy of this data, feel free to just shoot me an email or give me a call, and I'd be happy to either email or fax a copy of this over to you. Those disclaimers aside, let's get into the numbers, the good stuff if you're an analytical person, and look at what we got. I'm going to sum this up for you guys with a few major categories. Number one is the average sale price of the homes that are actually selling here in Dane County, and that number is $253,559. So in 2010, between January 1st and the end of November, the average sale price is just over $253,000. The number of closed sales is just over 3,500. So we're at 3,521 closed sales between January 1st and November 30th. And if you compare that to 2009, same time chunk, January 1st through the end of November, we actually closed over 4,000 in 2009. So we have dropped in volume. But the good news is that despite the economy, homes are still selling. You just need to be a little bit more competitive to be able to be one of those homes that are selling if you're a seller. The last number that I want to look at before we jump into the actual data is the average days on market. And in 2010, the average days on market is 84. And so what that means, let me unpack that for you just a little bit. From the day it goes onto the MLS until the day it gets an accepted offer is 84 days on average. And these are just the ones that are actually selling. So you got to have it priced right, you got to have it in showing condition, and it's taking 84 days to sell. Then beyond that, you've got another 30 to 45 days until the actual day of closing. So really, you're talking 4.5-ish months until the actual closing date. So if you're a seller trying to work backwards from your ideal closing date, give yourself a window of 4 to 4.5 months before your actual closing date occurs. So the last thing that I want to look at that I find very useful when I'm talking to sellers is this last statistic right here, the percentage of homes sold to active listings. So number of units closed compared to the number of active units. The overall average for 2010 so far has actually been 10.9%. Oops, sorry. If I select all of these and then look down here, the average is 10.9% for 2010 so far. And what I did, obviously things go up and down, is I put these in a couple of graphs for you to look at as you're going over the data. And a couple of things to note on these. June 2010, we had the big spike because of the tax credit, and then it just dropped way down because everybody had to close by the end of June in order to take advantage of that credit. So people that were planning on buying just did it a little earlier, and then consequently we had a big drop off the end of summer. The other thing to look at for 2009 was we had a bit of an anomaly here in November of 2009 because we had the same thing going. The tax credit in 2009, you had to close by the end of November. So there you go. A lot of information, short amount of time. If you have real specific questions or need any other additional data, feel free to fire me an email, give me a call, and I'd love to help you out. Thanks.